Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Brownlee, and I'm the Managing Director of Westminster Builds. Um, I want to talk to you about the company, Westminster Builds, and in particular, one of the schemes it's going to deliver. Westminster Builds is a new property company launched by Westminster City Council. It is a wholly owned local authority company and originally designed to support the council in the delivery of its own ambitious development programme of 2,000 new homes by 2023. It was started so that it could deliver and maintain intermediate housing, which a council is not able to hold outside of a local authority company. That was the origin. The company is already delivering a couple of schemes within Westminster. Luton Street, which is part of our ambitious Church Street regeneration area. Harrow Road in the north of the borough, where the company is delivering not only housing, both affordable and for sale housing, it is also delivering a nursery and a really lovely new public realm in Harrow Road, and of course Ebury, which I'm going to say a little bit more about in this presentation. Being part of Westminster means we are aligned completely with Westminster values, and we deliver to an incredibly high spec, are aiming for carbon neutrality at all times, and I'll talk a lot about that on the Ebury scheme, and that we build to a really high specification. We've got a great team, a development team that started life being put together as Westminster Development Team and is now seconded to work for the company as well as deliver for the council. Highly experienced, really diverse and broad range of development staff who are directly employed. And I would say one of the best teams I've ever had the pleasure and honour of working with. Now, what I want to talk to you about is Ebury. Ebury is a 750 home development, new retail, new public squares and community facilities, completely mixed tenure blind and very sustainable new regeneration scheme. It's on the site of an old council estate, which will see the density of that estate increase from 300 homes to 750 homes. It will provide a really new, safe and secure environment for the residents. And the scheme is bringing significant investment to the area through jobs and opportunities, complementing the transformation which is taking place in that area in Pimlico, right opposite Chelsea Barracks. So it once was quite a small and quite old and slightly sad looking council estate, and it really is going to transform the whole area. And looking opposite Chelsea Barracks itself, that part of London is going to have a massive uplift. Westminster Builds' role in delivering the new scheme is it's acting as both funder, developer, funder, and will finally manage the homes at the end of the scheme. Council homes will go back to the council. Westminster Builds will manage the market rent and will sell and be responsible for selling the market sale homes. And by utilising that mechanism, by using a company to deliver, the council's own company to deliver, it means that in a central London location, in a volatile market, the council itself can maintain control of when and what it sells. If we tried now to bring in a development partner to work with us on the Ebury scheme, we really believe that we would not be able to achieve the level of value that a piece of land opposite Chelsea Barracks should achieve for the council. The market is suffering Brexit, COVID. It's volatile. It's difficult. It's always difficult to crystallise value in Zone 1. And for a council even more difficult, and at the minute almost impossible. So what Westminster Builds can do is act as that developer, but hold the homes as market rent for as long as the council wishes, before selling them on at the right time. This is just a quick look at to show you where Ebrew Bridge Estate is. It's very central, as I've said there. You can see on the map, right in the middle of Pimlico, surround Sloane Square, 5 minutes walk away, Victoria Station, 5 minutes up the road. Okay, just sorry, slipped one. I've mentioned that the scheme is going to be a 10-year inclusive neighbourhood that is completely across the whole piece. The blocks will be horizontally tenure mixed. There will be common external block designs and materials, shared external environment and spaces, shared lifts, lobbies, entrance doors, shared cooling and heating systems. It has raised an incredible level of complexity on this development to go to a completely tenure blind solution. This is an estate which backs onto a railway line and fronts onto quite a busy road. Therefore, to meet current building standards, clearly we need heating and cooling systems which operate without opening windows. And we have to find that system which will work as perfectly and as efficiently in a multi-million pound penthouse, which will be sold, and a council flat, which will be tenanted for life. And we need those to run efficiently and to be maintainable at a cost to both of those tenants, the person who buys and the council tenant who rents. And that's proved a fantastically big challenge for our technical teams. And huge amounts of work has gone into that. And it's a real eye-opener in terms of tenure blind and achieving sustainability, achieving a maintenance program that's affordable to all, but a spec that will sell in central London. You put all those together on one piece of paper and you can see the quality of partners we need to work with to deliver this scheme. So we're working with incredible architects and engineers, and at the end of the day, we'll need incredible constructors to help us build this. Sorry, could you move the slides on for me, please? I seem to have... Thanks. So let's say a little bit about green credentials. We hope that the development will set a new benchmark in the journey to making residential neighbourhoods carbon neutral. The performance of these buildings, in addition to the energy efficiency, heating and cooling systems, has got to appeal to the increasing number of people who want to buy in to carbon neutral estates. That's where we're setting our sights. That's where we're setting our goals. We put that approach to sustainability at the core of every piece of this development. We have water attenuation systems, low energy lighting, residents who will have complete control and understanding of the energy that they use. They will be able to, it will be monitored from a contained unit. Residents will see how every activity that they perform impacts their energy usage and the cost of that energy to them. The scheme is clearly, it's central London, being designed to eliminate the need for a car. There is access only for some delivery vehicles throughout. So pedestrian priority, fabulous public realm, we'll come on to that in a minute, removing the need for all car parking spaces. And within 12 years of completion, the development will have paid back the embodied carbon used in the delivery of the new buildings. Next slide, please. So I mentioned new public spaces. Here are just some visuals of the new public realm that we will be producing. Really high quality. One of the things that anyone who's been involved in delivering regeneration schemes, I'm sure will have had to face before, is the fact that you get to the end of the scheme and the public realm and your money's running out. So you may have fabulously designed buildings using beautiful materials, but as you go through the long and arduous phases of a public sector regeneration program, very often the budgets get tight. And by the end of it, instead of planting trees, you are planting sticks. And instead of bushes, tiny, tiny little seedlings. So we've made a pledge on this development that we will not get ourselves into that position, and have already set aside a properly large chunk of budget to ensure that at the end of the development, the public realm is of really high quality. Equally, we have some views here. Oh, sorry, can you move on to the next slide, please? We have the apartments at Ebury. They've been designed all dual aspect living spaces, floor to ceiling window system, providing high levels of natural light into living rooms and bedrooms. They've all been designed to be above the London Plan space standards, and 95% of them have private balconies, and those that haven't have got floor to ceiling Juliet balconies. Next slide, please. Meanwhile use, it will take with a fair wind and nothing against us, it will take us 5 years to deliver this scheme. So whilst you are knocking down existing buildings and the estate is covered in hoarding at one end and rubble, and you have still families with children living at the other end, there's a real need to provide some meanwhile use on an estate. So the front of the estate is now, which was a very, very large block of flats, which has since been demolished, is now a new parade of colourful modern shops and offices. It's called Ebury Edge. It's got 11 pop-up shops in it, an event space, 7 COVID-secure offices, and it's aimed primarily at startup businesses. And it again, all about creating opportunities for growth, skills and jobs in that area, and to create almost a new high street for the new community living there. It's located next to some of the world's most valuable property, Chelsea Barracks. I have mentioned that, and a short walk from Sloane Square. So retail space in this area is usually well out of reach for smaller local businesses. So what we wanted to develop through Ebury Edge was a focal point for the existing Ebury community, and to provide affordable retail units for fledgling startups. And despite the ongoing pandemic and the economic uncertainty, there have been over 100 expressions of interest for one of these spaces, and we're sifting them at the moment, and hopefully we will prioritise a fantastic range of local businesses in that meanwhile use. Next slide, please. So this is all going to be delivered by Westminster Builds. So if you want to find out anything more, either about the Ebury scheme or Westminster Builds itself, then please contact me, and there are my contact details on the end. Thank you very much.